punted a girl yourself?
Maybe verbally.
Verbally.
But no, I think the opportunity to cunt punt someone would be pretty awesome, but nothing happened so bad in my life where I felt like I needed to.
Is she out of the house?
Her name leaked. Everyone knows what she looks like. She's obviously resigned from Delta Gamma. There's no way that they would have let her continue her membership in the sorority.
Right.
I would be shocked if she finished school, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I think she'll transfer.
Who's going to hire her? Like, what company is going to hire her?
I think that she'll go really far. I think she will.
She is concerned with one thing and one thing only, and that is Sigma Nu and not getting cock-blocked by her awkward sorority sisters.
So what is the deal with the relationships between... Why does she care so much? And, like, why is it so important to have relationships with other fraternities?
There's something really fucked up about the Greek system universally, and that is what sororities preach inside of their houses about leadership and development and, education. Those are all very, very true, but you have to take it in context and the fraternities that you're socializing with. So a lot of pressure on sororities to be hot and sweaty and drink tons of beer and be great at beer pong and dance on stage and take off their clothes and scream all over themselves. And you're in this world, like this antiquated world where you feel like a real social pressure to be hot and hang out with hot friends. But I mean, what these girls don't realize is it doesn't matter who you hook up with when you're 18. You don't even know what you're doing. Graduate from college and go fuck the guys in the hot sororities or the hot fraternities later in life. You don't need to do it now.
Shit, Gwen, we missed the bus.
Get some practice and go do it later.
Get some practice.
Totally.
Wow, we missed the bus, Christine. We should have.
I know.
We should have rushed.
No, but you want to hang out with hot frats. That's everyone wants to hang out with hot frats. It's like being popular. It's all.
Gosh.
It's
so hard. I can't understand. That's why
it's totally obnoxious, and not everyone believes in it, right? That's why this girl wrote this letter, because half her sorority sisters are like, screw this, we don't care about Sigma Nu.
Right. Well, I can definitely tell you that Christine was definitely popular.
Definitely
popular on the row.
I don't know if I was.
And she was an amazing president. I don't know. And I doubt she would ever cunt punt a bitch. But thank you.
She has verbally.
Verbally. Right. But thank you so much, Christine, for calling in. We will catch up with you later.
I love you guys.
I love you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
So I'm not quite certain about Maryland, and Christine had mentioned she was probably not going to, be able to get a job due to this letter.
She'll be blacklisted, right?
I mean, she just had a lot of hateful things to say, so employers are probably going to look at that. They're probably going to recognize it. She perhaps could get a book deal, maybe a Lifetime movie.
A reality show.
Exactly. Something similar to that. I'm not quite certain.
Right.
So, I mean, good move on her behalf. I'm not quite certain how Maryland takes that, but here in the Golden State of California, the unemployment rate is at 9.4%.
Still, right.
So I'm not quite sure how bright her future would look out here.
Not very bright at all. So another crazy story I read this past week was, have you heard about this man who was deported from Saudi Arabia for being too sexy? It sounds like a problem I would want to have. No, his name is Omar Borkan Al-Gala, and apparently he was kicked out of Saudi Arabia because the government was afraid women wouldn't be able to control themselves around him.
He just...
Look at his eyes.
Piercing.
Raped you with his eyes.
Absolutely objectified me in every possible way.
Apparently he was arrested by religious police. I'm sorry, what the fuck is religious police? At an annual cultural festival in Saudi. We have a picture of him here with a camel. Making out with the camel.
Camel eyes. Not camel toe. Camel eyes.
Camel toe. Al-Gala is a photographer, actor, and poet from Dubai. And this is from BuzzFeed.com.
His initials actually spell out bag.
Bag? Like you want to bag him up. Where do you think he got deported to?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Why New Zealand?
Wyoming.
That's where a lot of Saudi Arabians come, to Wyoming.
They absolutely do.
They do. It has to do with the fresh air.
And the unemployment rate is low.
Or freedom of speech, I'm not sure. Has anyone said you were too sexy? That's a good question.
No, I mean...
No, never.
I would say not too sexy. Unfortunately, I think with other guys, though, maybe I've been out of their league, is what they've told me. I don't know necessarily if that has to do with the ability to have full command of the English language or just the fact that I brush my hair and put on a nice dress from time to time.
Take a shower, take a dump.
All the time.
All the time.
On their chest.
And not always in a bathroom either.
Sometimes in my pants.
Sometimes in a locker room.
Oh, locker rooms. Speaking of locker rooms, who is it that we've got coming up?
We have we have Myra.
Awesome.
Former Lakers girl. I'm sure she has lots of locker room tales to tell us. I'm sure it gets steamy and wet and pom-poms galore. So we're going to talk to her when we get back right after this short musical break. So Myra, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. We're so excited to talk to you. I wanted, with the Lakers being in the playoffs, and the Clippers being in the playoffs, we wanted to find out more about the other side of
the dirt.
The dirt, yes. The other locker room. Exactly. The dancers.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell us, how did you first get involved with the Lakers? And you also said the Clippers as well.
I started dancing since I was 6 years old, and I remember being a little girl and my dad watching Lakers games all the time in the living room. And one day after dinner, he called me over and was like, "Look at the TV." And of course, at this point in time, the Laker girls were dancing, and my dad, with his heavy Filipino accent, said, "My daughter, you're going to be a Laker girl."
No way. That's so funny. It was already predestined. Did you think that you were going to be a dancer professionally?
When I got into college and was getting support from my peers as far as dancing professionally,
right.
My first thought was, hey, I'd love to dance for the NBA because it was such a good fit with a full-time college career.
Exactly. What were the auditions like? What was the audition process like?
The audition process was pretty intense. So the year that I actually made it was 2000, 2001. But you have to remember that in 2000, that was the first championship for the Lakers since 1988. Wow. They've come off of a 12-year dry spell, so to speak. So the audition process in itself was a cattle call. There were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of girls that I had to beat out. I want to say there were just under 1,000 women that showed up.
Gwen, you were there, right? No.
Definitely.
I think Gwen was there, too.
I was there.
Gwen and Andy were both there.
Auditioning.
Oh, were you?
Right.
Yeah, we were auditioning.
Out of 1,000 girls, it seems like it was not very supportive, that environment. Was it really catty, or?
Right.
Was it...
You know what? What's so funny is I'm sure when you put that many women together, there's got to be some cattiness. But most of the girls that were there were more focused on getting through the audition process because it was so intense.
Right.
That you had to be focused on the choreography and getting to the next level or next stage. Because there's typically 4 stages of cuts before you make it to finals.
Wow. Intense.
So it's so intense and it's so competitive that you have to be focused.
There's really no time, for to focus on somebody else and what they're doing.
Yeah.
What's something surprising that someone wouldn't know about the Laker girls?
Yes.
You know what's really neat is a lot of the times people think, oh, they're just cheerleaders, they're just dancers, and that's pretty much it. They'll take it at face value. But what you will be surprised to know is that the women are actually
men.
Well, don't get aspect.
I kid.
But when I was on the team, one of the girls was a college professor.
No. Wow.
Yeah. She was a college professor. She's
That's impressive.
Harvard graduate. super duper intelligent woman. There was another one who was a successful CPA accountant, extremely smart woman. I mean, you've got a bunch of women there that aren't just there to become entertainers or get a job in the entertainment industry. You have women that have probably graduated from college and are already in their careers. So that's something that's unexpected.
Isn't that a requirement, though? You are either a full-time student or you also have a full-time job in order to have a position on the Lakers girl team, or no?
That's a great point. It's not necessarily a requirement, but I do know when they are looking for women to represent the Lakers organization, they do take into account what type of representative or ambassador would this woman be. And so I do know that they look at, what the dancer's aspirations are, whether educational or professional, but I know for sure it's not a requirement.
So this seems like a group of very educated, bright young women. So, people think, pillow fights, rub downs in the locker room. Let's put the rumors to rest. None of that actually happens.
Hooking up with the players.
No.
Right, none of that.
Well, I'd be lying to you if I told you that doesn't happen.
Which part?
The rub downs or
the
inquiring
all of it.
Really
all
want
of it.
to know.
Right.
And details.
There's always those, rules are made to be broken in that sense. I'll be really clear, though. The Lakers organization definitely frowns upon that.
Right.
They're very clear about fraternization, especially hooking up with players. But I think there's always one lottery winner in every because I'd be lying if I told you that it didn't. Typically if it does happen, the dancer would could lose her job more than likely lose her position.
Not necessarily hooking up with them, but did they ever, any of the players ever take you girls out for a club in LA and just spend extravagant, spend crazy amounts of money on you girls and
Make it rain.
Oh, no. Not in a sexual way, but it's just you had took an advantage of
perks.
Awesome perks.
What were the perks?
That's a good question. When I was on the squad, Phil Jackson was extremely strict.
Wow.
So, even if we were out, I do remember a couple times going out to the club with the girls, and there would be, a few of the players out, in the VIP section, and, they were, a few of them were a little bit nervous about, fraternizing.
Right.
Phil Jackson would not joke around with that kind of thing.
Oh my God.
He was a very, very strict man.
Pull out the whip.
At least not my experience anyway.
That's awesome.
I'm misbehaving. Well, Myra, I want to thank you for calling in and spending time with us here, answering our questions.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Great to meet you.
Exactly.
Thank
we'll
you
see you.
so
We'll see you
much.
at the clubs soon.
You're welcome.
Making it rain.
Bye, Myra.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Fawn. I'll talk to you later.
That was fascinating, actually.
Yeah.
The little insight to Phil Jackson's.
I didn't know he was so strict. I didn't know if he. I didn't know he was crapping.
What did he
Not
crap?
crapping. I didn't know.
Did she say something about crapping?
He was cracking the whip.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, who knew that he was part of also the cheerleaders and the team? Wouldn't he just be focusing on the players? But apparently he's
right. And why is he following all the players out into the club? Why is he? I've never heard any report of Phil Jackson now at the Abbey. Never.
Oh, God bless her. She sounds like a sweet girl.
She is. She's really sweet. And now she's married, happily married.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations.
She's a dog.
Get out while you can.
So before I forget, I do want to mention that Laid Off in LA is involved in Concrete Hero. This year we're participating. Concrete Hero is a unique obstacle adventure, kind of like a mud run, but through the streets of downtown LA. And it actually goes to benefit AIDS Project Los Angeles. This year we've committed to raise at least $1,000. That's right, 1K, 1 kilo. So even if you're laid off, you should still visit our page and you should still participate in some way or another. All right. So we have DJ Morningstar on the line.
Awesome. So excited to speak with him this morning.
Say good morning, Morningstar. Wait, shut up. What is so funny?
We have no idea.
Sorry.
Morning, Morningstar.
Good morning.
How are you?
Hey, Morningstar.
I'm good.
How you doing today?
Pretty good. Just actually getting ready for my gig tonight.
Oh, nice. Where we're at?
at Robertson. It's the new